All right, this update is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Padres lost last night in game 1 of the series with the Seattle Mariners, 8-3. They're riding now a 3-game losing streak. Final game of that quick 2-game series later this afternoon, 3:40 first pitch. Michael King on the mound for the Padres. Padres did make a move today. They have sent down Adam Mazur and brought up Logan Gillespie. And according to Doug McIntyre and Fox Sports, Greg Berhalter, he will not continue as the U.S. men's soccer national team coach. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It will help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free so you can drive with peace of mind. Restrictions do apply. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Just 52 days away from this.
Touchdown, Aztecs!
It's the season opener for the Aztecs at Snapdragon Stadium.
We will not quit.
And we're giving you all the insights into the new look Aztecs. Broadcasting live from Mountain West Media Days in Las Vegas. Sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino, Circa Survivor, and Circa Million are now up to $16 million in guaranteed prizes. Visit circasports.com for details. Hear from head coach Sean Lewis and others from the conference with a look ahead to a season unlike any other.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, live from Mountain West Media Days, it's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? Hour 1, Jon and Jim, Circa Las Vegas. Mountain West Media Days are underway. We've got a really good show for you lined up over the next 3 hours and really over the next 2 days because we're here in Vegas breaking it all down. The commissioner of the Mountain West Conference, Gloria Nevarez, has been on the show a number of times. She will join us again here today from day one of this media event, getting ready for the football season. She'll join us coming up in about 5 or so minutes. We'll catch up with a couple of Aztec players, including a safety, the senior Deshawn McCuin, about to enter his second year on the Mesa, as well as Aztec tight end Jude Wolfe, who transferred in from SC. Both Deshawn McCuin and Jude Wolfe will join us coming up this hour. We are in Vegas. A lot of people are concerned for our well-being from like a temperature perspective, but it's perfect inside. We're inside. It's 70 degrees. We're in the ballroom here at Circa, the world's largest sports book. They've got stadium swim outside, and we're going to be here for the next couple of days. And truthfully, I could probably use a quarter zip because it's comfortable, if not even cool, inside right now.
Well, the second we stepped outside today when we got off the plane, it was like an oven.
It was hot. Yeah,
it was hot. At one point, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can breathe. I'm serious. Because when we were walking to the Uber, we were kind of walking fast.
We were moving, yeah.
And it was like, oh, I catch my breath here because the heat is just it's unbearable. But luckily, we are inside Circa, my favorite hotel in all of Las Vegas because of the sports aspect of it, all the sports book they have, stadium swim. The rooms are amazing. Yeah, it's going to be a fun day. And then afterwards tonight, the nightcap, we're going to Team USA versus Team Canada.
Kawhi is out.
It's all because of John, and because him buying the tickets made Kawhi say, yeah, I'm not going to play.
Well, I bought the tickets, which I think was a good decision because the game then sold out. But then we learned before we get on the flight today on Southwest of Vegas that Kawhi is officially out. We'll get into that. Again, Gloria Nevarez is going to join us in a handful of minutes. We've got you covered wall-to-wall related to San Diego State football in the Mountain West Conference. But we should mention that, as you said in the update, the Padres will play game 2 of their series coming up in about 45 minutes or so against the Seattle Mariners. As you mentioned earlier, they've lost 3 straight. Mm-hmm. Whatever Mike Schilt wants to say about it not being a roller coaster, it truly is.
Don't mention the past either, John.
You don't want to mention any of that.
No.
The highs and lows have been incredible. Now, we considered yesterday late in the show playing some sound from Manny Machado. We came across it in the 5 o'clock hour.
Came out very late in the show.
We spent a lot of time on it last night on the wrap-up show. It was Manny Machado before the game talking about expectations like it was some dirty, bad, horrific word.
Don't say that word.
So let's just listen to this together. This was a question from our very own Marty Caswell, iHeartRadio San Diego Sports 760. Listen to this almost ridiculous response. It truly was ridiculous. It's been picked up by national media outlets. Here today, this was Manny Machado in an interaction yesterday.
I know you have personal expectations of being in the playoffs every single year. When you have this roster and you have five guys that are all-stars, does it just amplify that expectation even more?
You see, I don't like the word expectations. I think that's something people always like to put out there as expectations. I mean, I think we expect to go out there and win every single day. I mean, this is what we play the game for. I mean, I don't think anyone wants to be a loser. So we got to go out there and play our game. And I think whenever you have guys playing well, things go well for you. But at the end of the day, it's about what this team could do day in, day out, every single night. And this whole team has been doing it all day, every single day for the whole year. So we got to continue doing that. And I think that's expectation we have in here as a group is to do that. Expectation. Look at that. You say it, now I gotta say it. Yeah. That's why I don't like the word, because now you're putting it in my mouth. I didn't say the word, you're putting it in my mouth. So you see, that's why I don't like words. That's why you guys always put us in these situations. And then now we get caught, and then now I'm all over social media because you put something in my mouth, which I didn't say, and now I just keep repeating expectations. So no, I mean, we just got to go out there and compete, continue to compete. I think we got a really good group of guys here that we can do something special this year, and we're going to continue to thrive for that.
I'm going to use expectations and tag you on the post.
Again, there you go. You're going to use expectations and put me all over social media.
Don't worry, Manny. You actually were all over social media today because that little exchange between him and Marty made awful announcing. And in that article, it was, I mean, I think rightfully so. Like, Manny, bro, chill. It's a word that is used throughout all of sports every single year. If you're not operating in professional sports under expectations for not only yourself, but the team, then what's the point?
He treated the word expectations like she used like the worst language possible.
I know.
And he also said at one point in that exchange, and you heard it, we've heard it now 3, 4, 5 times. He said, that's why I don't like words. Who is it? You? He doesn't. What do you mean? That's why you don't like words.
Don't put words in my mouth.
I mean, here's the thing. Part of heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Yeah, I know.
Part of the job is your ability to manage the media. There's going to be interest, Manny. You're not Stephen Kolek.
Yeah.
People are going to come to you when things are good, and people are going to come to you when things are bad. We credited Manny Machado 3 weeks ago when he turned his season around. We said, I'm going to do everything in my power to turn my own season around, even if it means blowing out my elbow. And we credited him for that. And then completely unnecessary yesterday. It would have been the easiest thing in the world just to answer the question. Nobody would have ever been the wiser. But no, he goes on this 2-minute rampage of a response where I'm not saying it's like the AI practice response, but he must have said the word expectation 17 times in answering a question about why he doesn't like the word expectation.
Truthfully, I don't know if we'll ever get it. I really don't. And they're not paying him to speak to the media or relay messages or whatever it is from inside that clubhouse. They're paying him to go out in the field and perform. That's what they're paying him $350 million for. That is what I think everybody should only care about. Whenever Manny speaks, it's always going to be hit and miss. It's always going to be something that he says that comes off wrong. And he most of the time he knows what he's doing. I think other times he doesn't know what he's doing. And it just, it's unfortunate because I do think that Manny, when he speaks to the media and talks to the fans through the media, comes off as a guy that some people might not want to root for. And that's unfortunate because he's a San Diego Padre. And we talk to Padres fans every day. And the thing about this team is they're desperate for a winner. They're desperate to see this team win a World Series. And they don't want to say, oh, well, I love this team, but I hate Manny Machado. Like, they want every single player on this team to be beloved. And sometimes I think Manny puts his foot in his mouth and it doesn't help him. But again, at the end of the day, expectations are, Manny, is for you to perform because you're the highest paid player on the team, one of the highest paid players in baseball. And the expectations is for you guys to win.
The good news is he has performed over the last 3 weeks, and we'll talk more about it coming up as the Padres get ready for the Mariners this afternoon. But we're at Circa Las Vegas. It is our pleasure to be joined by the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference once again, Gloria Nevarez, San Diego Sports 760. on Jon and Jim. Commissioners, great to see you. Hope everything's gone well this summer. It's hard to believe that football is going to be back here in the next few weeks, and thanks for hopping on.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
Seems like a blink that we were here a year ago.
I know.
It?
It goes by very, very
It does.
quickly. And I'm glad that we're indoors
Yes.
because it is a million degrees outside. But
Yes.
so great for you to join us.
Yes. It's
So-
a competitive advantage of the Mountain West, altitude and heat.
No
Yes,
doubt about
yes,
it.
yeah.
No doubt. In every place but San Diego. So Gloria Nevarez is with us right now. Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, the commissioner of the Mountain West. So I remember a year ago, it felt like a different landscape. I know that college athletics is constantly changing. A year ago, a lot of discussion around realignment. It seems to some extent had to have quieted, maybe not. What has changed for you a year ago at Media Day? Your first as the commissioner to today.
What hasn't changed?
Right.
I'm honestly, this is our environment. There's change happening everywhere, but I do feel really good. I had a chance in the last year and a half to visit all the campuses, get to know folks, but yet we're still meeting new people,
Mhm.
7 new football coaches this year. And so what I love about this year and the excitement we have is just, the opportunity in the new expanded playoff.
Yeah, that's exactly where we're going to go next year with the expanded playoffs. What does that mean for the Mountain West, and how important is it for the Mountain West Conference now with the expansion of the college football playoffs?
The former commissioner Craig Thompson was an advocate and worked hard to see the expanded playoff into fruition, but not only that, to have equity of access. The top 5 conference champions out of the 9 FBS leagues get an AQ. Top 5, period. 7 will be selected at large. It's our goal and expectation to be among those in the AQ, top 5 FBS conference, but also have teams qualifying for selection in AQ.
Gloria Nevarez is with us right now, the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference. So you think about the makeup of the group of 5. There's been a lot of realignment within the leagues, but not really with the Mountain West. We've seen, obviously, the American have success, but lose some of its members to a power conference. It feels like the Mountain West hasn't been better situated than it is right now when you consider some of the instability in the group of 5. Do you feel as if the Mountain West is positioned to capitalize based on the movement around the group of 5?
I mean, that's our theme this year. Our position, we're feeling really good about where we are. And again, we know that can change tomorrow. You don't know in this environment what happens, what ripple effects eventually, hit us. But right now, our membership's aligned. We're all rowing in the same direction. We're optimistic, and we have such great opportunity. Certainly, we have to win some games, but if you looked at our non-conference schedules for this season, our coaches are swinging for the fence. We have 35 games against the A4, including Washington State and Oregon State. The next closest league is 26.
Wow. No, you look at all the teams that the Mountain West Conference is playing. You're right. It's an absolutely great schedule for the conference. Would you say the elephant in the room is how the Oregon State and Washington State situation gets resolved here, with the dissolving of the Pac-12? Now it's like a Pac-2. I know the Mountain West Conference is pretty stable right now. How do you see that whole situation coming about?
The best we can do in any given moment is look at all the different scenarios and plan for ones and lean into ones that potentially make us stronger and try to avoid or lean away from those that don't. And those change over time. Depending on what's happening in the environment. I do have some optimism that we're settling in. Certainly we have more disruption to come, but as far as conference realignment, I think the commitment to the CFP and the ESPN deals and the House settlement signal a settling and a disincentive to upset that apple cart.
So it's interesting because I feel as if it's a good opportunity, obviously, for the Mountain West to be playing Oregon State and Washington State in the scheduling agreement in 2024. Nothing has been finalized, or correct me if I'm wrong, for 2025. And then by 2026, there's probably more clarity coming to some extent from the Oregon State, Washington State perspective. But do you anticipate that Mountain West football members will be playing some type of scheduling alliance with Oregon State and Washington State beyond 2024?
Well, any football schedule, it's hard to make 1 year of a schedule. Every schedule is made in iterations of 2, 4, 6 in order to mitigate and spread out competitive advantage, disadvantage, home way, those types of things. And so we originally made the schedule in a 2 rotation, making sure we're planning ahead. The original agreement was 1 year, because remember, that was a long time ago when nobody knew what was happening, and 1 year seemed like a good place to be. Certainly, now's the time we need to start talking about year 2, and we've started those discussions. We hope to get something, settled soon for no other reason than we needed to get through our June meetings. This time of year slows down for us, so we are picking it back up with the commissioner of the Pac-2 and continuing to have those conversations.
Like you said, things change all the time, right? Tomorrow things could change from today, but with the conference realignments going on, for you being, the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference, just from a personal standpoint, how proud of you are you of this conference right now and the stability that it has with the craziness that's happened in college football the last couple of years?
I'm so honored and thrilled to be part of this league. And then, last time I was here, I hadn't yet gone to all the campuses and really immersed myself in the culture. And I'm so amazed at what amazing programs we have, the resiliency, our student athletes. We might not always get the top X-ranked recruit or whatever, but you know what we do? We find talent and we develop that talent. And certainly that talent then enters the pipeline going somewhere else. But one of the things I also noticed is we constantly rebuild, even before the transfer portal. That's who we are. ADs, presidents, coaches, student athletes. Like when we have talent, obviously it's aspirational. They may move on. But what I'm seeing it's only 2 years of data, small data size. We are keeping some of our best talent. And we are replacing, to the tune of about 50%, the number of athletes that leave to go to A4. We're getting at least double those back into the league.
Interesting. Gloria Nevarez is with us right now. Again, the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference. Just from a San Diego State perspective, obviously, I know you've spent a good amount of time in San Diego. Of course, as the commissioner, you deal with all of these universities within the league. But how much of an asset has San Diego State been, during your tenure? You see, obviously, the successes in men's basketball, the investments in football with Snapdragon Stadium, the way they use this facility for beyond just college football. What has San Diego State meant? Obviously, they've been in the league since day one, but in your tenure here, what has San Diego State meant to the league?
Well, I mean, you mentioned the basketball success. You cannot downplay that. What a special season. And again, a rebuild. I mean, certainly not the same team that went to the Final Four.
Yeah,
it
no
still
doubt.
comes back and goes to the Sweet 16.
Right. Yeah.
That stadium, everything that's going on around athletic investment from the top down, President De La Torre, J.D. Wicker, there's just, and I've always said this, great collegiate success comes with really good alignment. And you can feel that not only in the president's office and the athletic department, but in the community. And I think that's what's really important. Certainly the media market brings tremendous value as well. So, and being in one of the most beautiful places in the Western region.
Absolutely.
Hands down.
Absolutely. Yeah. We say to everybody every day, like, oh no, we live in San Diego.
You pitch yourself to work on sports talk radio in San Diego.
Exactly. We all know how important TV deals are in college football and college athletics, but how significant was it to get an agreement done with Turner and True TV to air Mountain West football games?
Unbelievably excited about it. We're not even in the market yet. This deal comes together because we retained Endeavor 23 to make sure that we kept all of our options open, even though we're not going to market until 25. And sure enough, great talent there. Karen Brodkin and her team put us together with TNT to take a football package right before the eve of season. Their representatives flew out here to be with us today for a couple of hours, and then they're going home. Their talents here. It's so exciting. I'm thrilled that we are the league bringing them back to college football. And there's a really nice synergy between the package of games they picked up with the CFP.
Right. Yeah, the college football playoff.
Who's going to know our teams better than TNT talent covering the first couple rounds of CFP?
It's interesting you say that. Sean Lewis, the new head coach, obviously at San Diego State, the Aztec Fast new era. That first game will be on True TV, right? Otherwise, maybe wouldn't have been on national television, but because of this agreement, now will be on Turner and True TV. So I think a great opportunity for Aztec
streaming on Max.
And on Max as well for streamers. So really cool package.
It's a huge upgrade because I remember a couple years ago, it would usually the first games would be like maybe on like Facebook Live or it would be on the Mountain West .com. But like this expansion it's just great.
NCAA tournament games, right?
They know us.
Yep.
You can feel when someone really has familiarity with your teams. They know how avid our fan bases are. This is a testament to how much our fans tune in and show up.
No doubt. Gloria Nevarez, the commissioner of the Mountain West. Before you go, so what's interesting is, and correct me if I'm wrong, you got these 9 FBS leagues. This is the only one with all your members in the West, right? West of the Mississippi. This is it. I mean, you have other members in the West, but playing programs in the Midwest and the East. How do you feel, again, in front of television negotiations, but now Turner's gotten involved in the market? You've had some great partners with CBS and Fox. Do you got to feel confident about where you are, the expanded playoff, the role that the Group of Five is playing, and being this league in the West?
I never feel confident about
Right,
anything
right.
in this environment,
Yeah,
but I do feel
yes.
really optimistic
Yeah.
to everything that you're saying.
Yeah.
Like right now, everything seems to be going in a really positive trajectory, and that 100% is about what the athletes are doing on the courts and the fields and the gyms. But our goal and our mission is to amplify that and to help raise brands so that when we do go to market and our fans are showing up and showing out, they have an opportunity to see our product.
We've asked you this before, real quick before you go. The Mountain West Basketball Championship has been in Las Vegas for forever, Thomas and Mack for forever. You anticipate it remaining at Thomas and Mack? It's at least for another year, but then could that potentially change moving forward, or is there an update there?
So before I was hired, the conference office renewed a 1-year extension to wait till the new commissioner got on board, figure things out. Well, of course, mayhem and anarchy infused. So honestly, we just extended another year to continue to explore and figure out if there are options. And UNLV has been an amazing home and great partners, but they also understand that for the best of the league, we have to continue to explore. Definitely committed to Las Vegas, but with changing times, there might be some opportunity for us.
No doubt about it. Gloria Nevarez, our pleasure. Thank you for taking time for San Diego.
Thank you so much.
We're excited for the upcoming football season. It's great to be at Circa here in Las Vegas, and thanks for swinging by.
Thank you.
All right. Gloria Nevarez, again, the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference. We'll step aside. Aztec safety Deshawn McCuin is here. He'll join us on the other side. Stay with us on Jon and Jim. All right, we're live at Circa Las Vegas. Deshawn McCuin, San Diego State senior safety, will join us coming up next.
All right, this update is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Padres lost last night to the Seattle Mariners in game 1 of their series, 8-3. Game 2, final game of the quick 2-game series. Moments away from Petco Park, 3:40 first pitch. Michael King on the mound for the Padres. Padres did make a move today, sending down pitcher Adam Major to bring up. Who did they bring up, John? I can't find it here. Logan Gillespie. Logan Gillespie. That's very good on my part. And according to reports, Doug McIntyre and Fox Sports, Greg Berghalter, he will not continue as the U.S. men's soccer national team head coach. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free so you can drive with peace of mind. Restrictions do apply. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Let's go! Our coverage of Mountain West Media Days continues live from Las Vegas. Sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino, Circa Survivor, and Circa Millionaire, now up to $16 million in guaranteed prizes. Visit circasports.com for details. Now back to Jon and Jim.
All right, back live here on Jon and Jim. Circa Las Vegas Mountain West Football Media Days are underway. We've caught up with the commissioner of the league, Gloria Nevarez. We're going to spend some time with San Diego State student athletes over the next 30 minutes. We've got Deshawn McCuin with us right now, Aztec senior safety. Tight end Jude Wolf will join us coming up in about 15 minutes. Deshawn, I know it's probably been a really busy day, 24 hours in Vegas. Now, you're used to hot, right? You're from Texas.
Yes.
It's hot in Texas. But is it this hot? You got in Stadium Swim yesterday.
Yeah.
Like this is hot, even by Texas standards, right?
Yeah, this is night and day to Texas heat. Yeah, Nevada has Texas beat for sure.
What was the pool? So they got this unbelievable. I mean, Stadium Swim, you've seen it, the video boards, everything's going on here. I mean, even in the pool, it was hot yesterday. I saw you guys. You're in the bathing suits. You're in the pool. Was it even hot being out in the pool yesterday?
Yeah, it was just like a little hot tub.
Yeah. So first time here. What's your overall impressions of this event, Mountain West Media Day, and how excited are you back to get to San Diego and just get ready for the season coming up?
Yeah, it's been a great experience. Being able to talk to everybody, being able to make some new connections with people, it's just been great. obviously being in Las Vegas, I've never been, so this is my first time being out here. So it's been great too. But looking forward to going back and keep training and finish out the week.
It's interesting you say that. So take us back. So you spent 4 years at TCU. You end up here a season ago. Then there's the coaching change. Even defensively, you're going from that 3-3-5 at San Diego State was a staple for the better part of 15 seasons. Now you're going to be running a 4-2-5. What's it been like, the experience from transferring from TCU, not just the transfer, but now a second coaching staff as well at San Diego State?
Yeah, it's just been a lot of change very quick, and I've been fortunate enough to be adaptable to that, and it's been a great experience. Coach Lewis has been great, and in this change. And he's showing us all the ropes of how to be a great football team.
New look defense this year. What's the difficulties of a 3-3-5 going from a 4-2-5 that you played last season?
I think it's switched. We played.
From a 3-3-5. Sorry, I got that mixed up.
Yeah. So now I'm playing the stud, which is the down safety.
Okay.
I'm blitzing a lot more. We didn't really have safeties blitz in the last one.
Got it.
In the last defense. I'm more close to the box now. We have edge rushers. It's just a very good. It's a new look, but it's a good look. It's good for us to make more plays in the back end, especially because we get a lot more pressure on the QB. So I think it's going to be great for us this season.
Got it.
All right, so Deshawn McCuin with us right now, Aztec senior safety. Preseason picks really doesn't mean anything. I mean, what matters is how you play. It doesn't. You can be picked first, finish last, pick last, finish first. Did you think anything of it? You see the preseason polls come out. San Diego State is picked to finish 8th in the Mountain West Conference. Is it a motivator, or is it something you don't even concern yourself with?
Yeah. I saw it this morning, but it's just a motivator. I think we went into our summer training knowing that we weren't going to pick the highest after the season last year, and then that's just how we've been training. We've been training like we have a chip on our shoulder, and we're ready to win championships, and that's how we've been training.
With the transition of a new coaching staff and a lot of new faces, how has that been for you, seeing so many different new faces come in from both sides of the ball, and obviously with the coaching staff?
It's been a little bit overwhelming. There's
a
lot of players coming from different schools, different backgrounds. But it's been great though, being able to meet these people and being able to have these relationships with all. They have the same goal that we have. That's to win a conference championship. So it's been good.
San Diego State safety Deshawn McCuin with us right now. Jon and Jim. San Diego Sports 760. What does the offensive tempo mean for the defense? Not necessarily practice. I mean, obviously they're running more plays than most college football teams are running. But during a game, if they're playing at this pace, you're going to be playing more snaps defensively. How do you accommodate for that or prepare for that, knowing that the snaps on the defensive side of the ball for San Diego State are likely going up in 2024?
Yeah, I think that's due to our conditioning. Coach Sobel, our strength and conditioning coach, has done a great job of keeping us conditioned. And, this fast offense is obviously going to hopefully put points on the board.
Yeah.
And, our rep count's going to go up, but hopefully we can get a lot of 3 and outs and make sure that we, break the scoreboard on people.
All right, let's talk about something fun.
Yeah.
Video game, EA Sports College Football 25. That's coming out next week. There is a event happening at Novo the day before. You will be there. We talked a little bit about it before we went on air. You're not much of a gamer, but is this the type of thing that will maybe get you back into or start making you play video games because of, how the hype is and you're going to be in the game as well?
Yeah, this will be definitely be getting me back into the game, getting to play in the game. I have a little brother that is playing football at UTSA.
Okay.
So it'll be a cool experience to play with him, play against him, and stuff like that.
What was the process like? Like, did you get a form that you had to fill out, right?
Yeah.
What was like some of the questions that you had to fill out on this form, if you remember?
Oh man, it was a pretty long form. I didn't read most of it. I just signed the thing. But,
got it.
Yeah, it's just a lot of questions, basically just signing over like privacy rights.
Got it.
Like
Gotcha.
Yeah, all the boring stuff. So,
It's the boring stuff.
Some of that I saw signed for,
right.
To be out.
It's like the Apple agreement. Like there's a bunch of stuff. You just scroll down. You're like, agree. I'm good to go. Sign it. Give me the game. I'm in it. So we're good to go.
That's exactly how it was for me.
Yeah.
Deshawn McCuin with us right now, San Diego State senior safety. So take us back to when you decided to transfer. How does San Diego State get on your radar? And what have the last whatever amount of months that is now for you, 12 or 18 months been like for you moving? I mean, you were at TCU, you're from Texas, you get to Southern California. What's the whole experience? Not just the football experience been like, but what's the entire experience moving to Southern California, being in San Diego been like for you?
Yeah, so I had a DB coach that recruited me out of high school that was here at San Diego State last year. And he had an open spot for me coming out of TCU. And, I came out and took a visit, and it was just breathtaking. Just being able to see all these mountains, and then we went to the beach. There was an annual taco fest when I was here, so I got to enjoy that down in Coronado, and it was just great. It was a great experience, great atmosphere, great environment to be around these people.
For our listeners, take a game, like how you got yourself in the situation where you're playing at the FBS level. What do you hope to do personally? Obviously, from a team perspective, you want to win games. So, what do you want to see from yourself, and what will fans see from you here in 2024?
And see an electric, fast, physical football player, just eager to make plays out there. That's just my main goal is to make a lot of plays. Hopefully, get invited to the combine, stuff like that. This is my last year, so I definitely want to go out with a bang. So. That's how I'm going to play like everything's on the line this year.
So that's the ultimate goal, NFL for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Deshawn, we're rooting for you. We hope you enjoyed your 24 hours or so here in Las Vegas. So it's 116 degrees.
It's not that hot.
Yeah, inside it's nice.
It's
Actually, I
great
could use a quarter
inside.
zip, to be honest with you. It's perfect inside. We appreciate you hopping on. We wish you the very best here. Fall camp, when's fall camp? You have a calendar day? 3 weeks away from fall camp on August 31st, Texas A&M Commerce. Any familiarity being a Texas guy with Commerce?
I know they're in Marshall, but that's about it. I don't think I know anybody
on the team.
Gotcha.
All right,
By the way, I don't know if you knew this. You're talking to the new voice of San Diego State football right here.
Yeah.
Really?
So when you're out there on the field, he's going to be calling the game, calling all your plays.
But not in the EA
have
Sports
any,
game.
not the EA Sports game. So if you have any suggestions for him on how to call certain, interception or tackles, just hit him
You
up.
have an nickname?
I don't.
You don't. Yeah. It is.
It's, make sure you hype me up.
There you go. Yes.
There we go. Well, lastly, before you go, what's it been like to spend some time with tight end Jude Wolf, transferring in from SC over the last?
Oh man, he's a great guy, great personality, goofy guy, but he's very determined to be the best tight end on the squad.
Yeah, Sean Lewis has spoken very highly of him. You've seen him obviously playing offense against the defense. He's got a really good skill set, doesn't he?
Oh yeah. He's 6'6", 240, can roll, has great strong hands. He's going to be really good.
6'6", 240, man.
Must be nice.
In another life, Deshawn McCuin, Aztec senior safety. Thanks for swinging by. Safe travels back. We'll see you this fall in the Mesa.
Yes, sir.
All right, great stuff with Deshawn McCuin here on Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. On the other side, speaking of Jude Wolf, thank you, Deshawn. Enjoyed it. Speaking of Jude Wolf, Jim, and I'm having internet issues, by the way.
I see that.
So it's not my fault. It's the internet's fault.
I'm going to blame you, though. That's all. That's what I'm going to do.
Are you having internet issues?
No.
So let's just do it all with one camera on your computer. Seriously, coming up.
Okay.
We'll just do that coming up. He's like, look at this. I'm getting spinning circles. And your laptop's from 2016,
I know.
and mine is from 2024.
I know.
We'll take a time out. Jude Wolf's going to join us in 5 minutes. Aztecs transfer from SC, the 6'6", 240-pound tight end. That's going to be a focal point of Sean Lewis's offense. We're at Circa in Las Vegas for Mountain West Media Days, and Jude Wolf will join us next on Jon and Jim. All right, continuing from Circa Las Vegas, Mountain West Football Media Days with San Diego State senior tight end Jude Wolfe. He'll join us next.
Aztecs football is coming.
Armstead, handoff, touchdown, Aztecs.
And we're getting you all set for the season live from the Mountain West Media Days in Las Vegas. With insight and analysis from across the conference. Coverage sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino, Circa Survivor, and Circa Million are now up to $16 million in guaranteed prizes. Visit circasports.com for details. Now back to Jon and Jim.
All right, back live here, Circa in Las Vegas, with you until 6 p.m. Day one of our two-day event here, Mountain West Media Days in Las Vegas. We've caught up with Gloria Nevarez. She's the commissioner of the Mountain West Conference. We just talked to Aztec senior safety Deshawn McCuin. And right now, Aztec transfer tight end Jude Wolfe, who played at SC, will enter San Diego State here in 2024 out of Southern California. Jude, it's great to see you. I hope you've stayed cool, relatively speaking, here in Las Vegas. And thanks for hopping on, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me.
Take us through the process, because you spend your career at SC. I know you've battled through injuries. You hit the portal, and you end up here at San Diego State. I know you're a Southern California guy, and you spent time, obviously, in L.A. at SC. What made San Diego State the right spot for you, and how did the process play out once you entered the portal?
Yeah, like you said, being a Southern California guy, it was easy to make the transition down here. But Coach Lewis and his offense is what really drew me to San Diego State. The way he uses his tight ends and the fact that I can line up in so many different places on the field, really piqued my interest, and it seemed like a great fit for me. So I went with it.
And when you talk about fit, obviously the style of play, but there's other things that factor in. Stadium, living, San Diego. I mean, how much and how easy was it when you came here, you saw Snapdragon, you saw the environment, along with what the style of play that you're going to be playing with, to come here to San Diego?
Yeah, all that stuff definitely played a role. This is my last season of college football, so it was predominantly a football-driven decision.
Yeah.
But all those factors definitely made it much easier to commit and come down to San Diego.
So let's talk about like Sean Lewis as a play caller. And again, it's going to be his first season on the Mesa, but he's been this innovative play caller, Kent State, Colorado. Now you just played in a prolific offense, Caleb Williams and Lincoln Riley, and the successes at SC. Are there similarities and what are the differences here between what was being run at SC under Lincoln Riley to what's going to be run here under Sean Lewis?
Yeah, there's definitely some similarities in the plays themselves, but I'd say the biggest difference is the tempo. This offense, like I'm sure you guys have heard, the Aztec fast offense is extremely fast-paced. There's really no time for caution in between plays. As soon as the whistle blows, we're already looking for the ball, trying to get lined up for our next play. And coming in the spring, it was a bit tough transitioning to that much running and that constant pace of offense. But, throughout the summer, Coach Sobel and the strength staff have done a great job getting us in shape so we can really perform in this offense in the fall.
When we're talking about a Sean Lewis offense, quarterback is a huge part of that. What's been your relationship with the quarterbacks on this team? And can you tell the fans what you make of the quarterbacks that are right now on this roster?
I think they're all great, and I think they all bring something unique to the table. I've probably got the most work with AJ Duffy and Danny O'Neill.
Okay.
Those guys are stellar. Danny, as a young guy, it's really impressive the things he can do after being in college for just one semester. He came here in the spring, and straight out of high school, it seemed like he was very comfortable in the backfield, giving direction, being a real field general back there. And AJ has several years of experience in college, playing behind Jordan Travis. That's a great talent he learned from and could act like a sponge around that, try and soak up as much information as he can. So I think they both bring a lot of good things to the table, as well as Kyle and Javance, our other quarterbacks. I think it's going to be a great battle in the fall.
Aztec tight end with us right now, Jude Wolf, Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. What's been interesting from my perspective to watch is the way that Sean Lewis has kind of acquired talent via the portal, specifically on the offensive side with skill. I mean, yourself, obviously, at tight end, but I look at this running back room, and there's a ton of it coming in as the active rusher, the receivers, some of the guys coming into these coached previously at Kent State that have had all kinds of success. Just from a sheer skill perspective, am I right to say it feels like there's a lot of it all
Absolutely.
over the field on offense?
Yeah, I think we have a wealth of talent at receiver and running back specifically, and it'll be really cool to see the ball in so many different guys' hands and all the different ways we can do that.
Describe your game on the field. You're new here, and a lot of fans maybe haven't seen you play.
Yeah.
So what can they expect from you coming up here for this season?
Yeah, I pride myself in being a very balanced tight end, effective in both the pass game and in the run blocking game. I think at this point in time, tight ends kind of get boxed into one or the other as like a glorified fullback or just a bigger slot receiver.
Yeah.
And something that I guess fans could look forward is to see me do both. I think I do a really good job in the run blocking game and catching passes as well. So showing all my abilities this fall.
I feel like there's been this narrative that has played out sometimes with Sean Lewis offenses, which is like, oh, they just air it out everywhere. Every play is a pass play. But you look at his Kent State offenses, he had some of the most balanced offenses in the country.
Absolutely.
He had a year where they literally had the same number of rush yards as pass yards, something ridiculous. Over the course of like 11 or 12 games, he had the nation's leading offense during the COVID season in 2020. When you describe his offense, in addition to tempo, what is it about the offense that makes it unique?
Well, much like myself in the tight end position, I think our offense is balanced. Like you said a couple years ago, he had one of the most balanced offenses in the country. And I think with that up-tempo thing, people kind of get lost and just assume it's another offshoot of the air raid or something. But Coach Lewis has made it adamant to us that we're going to be running the ball this year. We're going to do it well. I think we have an incredible stable of running backs. We have a really strong offensive line. Transfers coming in too. I think it's going to be a great year, and we're going to show what we can do both in the air and on the ground.
So, Sports College football
Yes,
coming out next week. I know there's the Banks and Novo Virginia State football next Thursday, I believe, the 18th, the day beforehand. How excited are you to be in the game? You're in the game, right?
I wish I could say I was in the game.
What?
Yeah. I think it might have to do with the transfer thing, but hopefully in the next couple of weeks or months, we'll get added to the game.
So, how does that process work? Have you gotten notice about it? Or,
yeah. So we all were sent out something. Either you could opt in or opt out. Like I'm sure you guys have heard. And I opted in. I was very excited at this game.
Of course. Yeah.
And then fast forward of 2 months later, everyone started getting emails about oh, this is where you sign in to collect your money for being in the game. Yeah. We're excited to have you. And then my email came through, and it was like, yeah, we're not going to go with you at this point. I was like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
hopefully in the future they'll add me. But I'm just fortunate to still be playing college football.
Are you a gamer?
Yes, sir.
So like this was like a big thing.
Yeah. I was really excited. I mean, I'm still gonna play the game, but it would
course,
just be a little bit more fun if I could
You
play
just
as me.
create your
Yeah,
create yourself,
yeah,
and
play
then you're good to
myself.
go.
Yeah.
And you put the 99 for everything.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And be like the best tight end in all college football.
Right.
Play all the positions. Exactly. Yeah, you throw the ball to yourself.
Everyone can be Jude Wolf
Yeah,
in
exactly.
2024. Jude, before you go, we appreciate you taking time. You got familiarity with a lot of the teams on the schedule. I mean, Cal's on it, Oregon State's on it, Washington State's on it. You've
Yes,
seen
sir.
these teams over the years in the Pac-12 at SC. What do you make of the schedule? It's a pretty compelling one from the Group of Five perspective with who you guys are playing this year.
I'm really looking forward to some of those non-conference games as well as our Mountain West opponents too. They're always strong teams. But yeah, having experience playing with those three Pac-12 teams before, I think it'll be a great test for us at San Diego State. I think having those games early in the season will give us a good merit for where we're at and how we need to improve or adjust. But I think it's going to set us up for a great season.
I said last question, but Snapdragon Stadium, it's
Yes,
been
sir.
around for just 2 years. It's a marvelous facility, obviously, for
Gorgeous.
college football, soccer, everything they've used it for. How excited are you for the opportunity to play? I mean, you've played the Coliseum, obviously, but how excited are you for this?
Oh, it's incredible. I got a taste of it at our spring showcase.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's right.
But to see that place just at limited capacity, I'm really excited to see what it's like in the fall under the lights with the packed house. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Jude, we wish you the very best. We're excited to have you on the Mesa. We're excited for the fall kicking off in a handful of weeks against Texas A&M Commerce. And thanks for swinging by here at
Next time
Circa.
we see you, we will make sure that you're in that.
Yeah, we'll tag EA Sports. We'll get you in there.
Yeah, we know some people. We'll get in contact with some people, and we'll make sure that you're in that game for sure.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate you having me.
Jude Wolf with us here, San Diego State senior tight end. On the other side, we'll kick off hour 2 of Jon and Jim from Circa in Las Vegas with the wrap. Tim Murray, by the way, VSIN, Vegas Sports and Information Network, will join us the 5 o'clock hour. We're here until 6. Stay with us on Jon and Jim.
All right, this update is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Padres and Mariners game 2 of their quick 2-game series at Petco Park underway right now. Mariners lead the Padres 1-0 in the top of the second inning there. Padres did make a move today. They sent down pitcher Adam Major and brought up pitcher Logan Gillespie. And according to Doug McIntyre and Fox Sports, Greg Berhalter, he will no longer be coaching the U.S. men's soccer national team. It's time to say goodnight. Yeah, I know. He's been fired. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free so you can drive with peace of mind. Restrictions do apply. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Just 52 days away from this.
Touchdown, Aztecs!
It's the season opener for the Aztecs at Snapdragon Stadium.
We will not quit.
And we're giving you all the insights into the new look Aztecs. Broadcasting live from Mountain West Media Days in Las Vegas. Sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino, Circa Survivor, and Circa Million are now up to $16 million in guaranteed prizes. Visit circasports.com for details. Hear from head coach Sean Lewis and others from the conference with a look ahead to a season unlike any other.
1, 2, 3, time!
Now, live from Mountain West Media Days, it's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego, Southern California, what's going on? Hour 2, Jon and Jim from Circa, downtown Las Vegas. Mountain West Media Days are underway. We're with you until 6 p.m. Tim Murray from Vegas Sports and Information Network on the state of the Mountain West. He will join us around 5:30 or so. If you missed hour 1, you're going to have to find it at sportssd.com or the iHeartRadio app because we have already caught up with Gloria Nevarez, the Mountain West Commissioner, Aztec safety Deshawn McCuin, also Aztec tight end Jude Wolf. So a very busy first hour, and we're with you until 6 p.m. We're inside at Circa tonight. We're going to see Team USA against Team Canada. We've got a very busy night in store from here to T-Mobile.
Are you ready?
I think I'm ready. Now, what are you – this is a weird question.
Well,
I always ask you about what you're wearing.
I know. Why?
I mean, are you going like jeans tonight even though it's 116 out?
John, here's the thing. We're going to a basketball game.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
So, like,
I think you
there's
wear
no
jeans,
dress
right?
code. There's
Right.
not like a thing where you have to wear a certain attire. But for real, though, you're going like that?
I'm going to go back to my room. I'm wearing a brown polo shirt.
Do you want to borrow Jim's Holy Cannoli shirt?
No, I don't want to borrow that.
No.
I basically bought the tickets to see Kawhi Leonard, and now if we see Kawhi Leonard, it's in the stands.
See, now you know what it's like to be a Clippers fan.
Yeah, he's not even going to be there, John. I'm sure he's probably long gone by now.
You don't think he's watching?
I don't think he's
hanging
watching.
out
No,
tonight?
I don't think he's watching at all.
He's probably at Petco.
But, well, that'd be kind of interesting if he was at Petco Park after he dropped out of Team USA right away.
Yeah, I mean, it is an interesting – we can get into that. I mean, it's an interesting offseason for him. You got the Clippers moving into a brand new arena. You have the Clippers already without Paul George in free agency to Philadelphia.
Yep.
So, and that's what they kind of said in the statement about Kawhi not playing. It's like, well, you know what? He's had knee inflammation, and it's a critical offseason for the Clippers franchise and for Kawhi Leonard. But you don't get another crack at playing for Team USA for Kawhi. I mean, this is truly it.
How old is Kawhi?
33, I think.
Okay, yeah, this is it.
This is it.
And
he's battled injuries.
He's not going to be all of a sudden like perfectly healthy in 4 years. He'll probably be worse off in 4 years. It's a bummer. I don't think Kawhi's sitting there really worrying too much about it. It was an interesting situation, though, how just a couple days ago they were like, Kawhi's ready to go. And then all of a sudden today.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I know. Yesterday. It was like, and then now it's done. Like, what happened?
I guess there's a
very
series
weird.
of events. Again, he's battled injuries, as we know. He finished last year injured. He wasn't playing in the postseason. So if he wasn't going to be 100%, or if it was going to jeopardize his ability to be closer to 100% for the Clippers, who are opening a $2 billion arena, you can't be without Kawhi to open the building when you're already without PG. Like, he's got to be available when the season starts.
You can't have Kawhi miss the opener of that new stadium.
No, there's no way.
No way.
So, again, Tim Murray's going to join us at 5:30 tomorrow on Jon and Jim. Sean Lewis, San Diego State football head coach. We're going to try to catch up with J.D. Wicker, by the way, either today or tomorrow from Circa.
But right now, let's get to this.
It's time for The Wrap, presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
The Aztecs were picked to finish 8th in the Mountain West preseason poll. Is that too high, too low, or just about right?
I should probably have pulled this up here, John, because since I am now
You're a voter now.
I did actually vote on this, so I can actually tell you if it is actually too high or too low. Here's the thing. There's a lot that goes into picking these polls, I guess, but at the same time, you have no idea what this Aztec team is going to be.
You're right. There's a lot of these teams that we don't know a lot about. There's 7 first-year head coaches in the league. San Diego State.
Yeah, so
has a new head coach.
Truthfully, when I was doing this, I'm like, I don't know, because there's really nothing to go off of. It's a completely new team, new coaching staff, new defense, new quarterbacks. Like, there's nothing to go off for this team to know if they're truly 8th best in the conference or not. But it's just right because I had the Aztecs 8th in the conference.
Well, full disclosure, I don't even know if we're able to disclose our picks, but I picked San Diego State. You just did. You just did. I had San Diego State higher than that. I understood and figured they would come in that 7th or 8th spot based on what you said. You've got a brand new coaching staff. You've got a lot of new pieces via the transfer portal. And San Diego State's coming off a 4-8 season, not 8-4, but 4-8. So it's understandable. I don't know if it's a piece of motivation or not. Like, we've talked a lot this year about the Padres and how they've used slights to their advantage. Is it something Sean Lewis uses to his advantage with his team? We'll talk to Coach Lewis tomorrow. But it plays out during the year. Being picked first doesn't guarantee anything. Being picked last doesn't guarantee anything. We'll see how they play once the season starts. Yep. Because what it is something on a piece of paper right now.
Right.
Next question.
Nothing.
It doesn't mean anything right now.
Who's going to lead Team USA in scoring tonight against the Canadians?
Not Kawhi.
It won't be Kawhi.
That's a safe bet.
It won't be Kevin Durant.
Another safe bet.
I'm going to go. I'll go with Anthony Edwards.
Ant-Man.
I'll go with Anthony Edwards. I think if we're looking at the starters for this team, Kawhi had a chance to be a starter, but I do think the next man up is Anthony Edwards. And I think he's going to want to prove a lot of people that what he said about him being the number 1 option is correct. It is an exhibition game tonight, so you're going to see a lot of different rotations. You're not going to see probably like what a rotation would look like in a gold medal game, which would be down to like maybe 7 guys or 8 guys. So you're going to see everybody play tonight. I'll just go with Anthony Edwards.
I'll go with Tyrese Halliburton because he's getting the most run tonight because he's one of the younger players. It's his first time on the team.
Yeah.
He's only 24 years of age. You got a lot of players in their 30s on this team. He's going to play 25 minutes tonight. He's a scorer. I think tonight is the Tyrese Halliburton game at T-Mobile. He drops 22 in a Team USA 91-88 win over Team Canada.
Should we go down to the sports book here?
I don't think you can bet it because it's an exhibition.
I don't think you can because there was no spread for it yesterday. I looked.
Yeah.
Well,
Tyrese Halliburton 22 in a 91-88 win.
Right. You'll have to go to the seedy underbarrel of Vegas to find some place that will take a bet on an exhibition game.
I need to find the biggest betting junkie here in Vegas. I don't know what it
go to the place that they went to in Vegas Vacation where you could bet on flip a coin and pick a number.
My bold take here tonight is that Team Canada will lead in the 4th quarter, and U.S. will.
Why
win.
do you hate the U.S.?
I just think without Kawhi and with KD nursing a calf or whatever he's nursing, and with them having Jamal Murray and whoever else they have.
So you hate America?
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I think Team Canada is going to put up a good fight.
Wow, John says Team Canada is going to win.
If they do, I mean, I'll kind of take credit.
John has Team Canada.
I mean, who cares?
I know, who cares?
Next question.
It will matter though, because I do think if the U.S. loses, it will be blown out of proportion for sure.
Next question.
Speaking of Kawhi, will Kawhi Leonard ever play in the NBA Finals again?
No, because the Clippers aren't making the NBA Finals. That's what's
Well,
happening.
he's on a 2-year deal.
They chose they chose James Harden over Paul George, which is always the wrong decision. Anytime you choose James Harden over anybody of star quality in the NBA, it's the wrong decision. And Kawhi's not reliable. Sorry, Kawhi's an amazing player when healthy, but I'm going to say no on that.
So Kawhi is under contract with the Clippers through age 35 season, which means he may finish his career with the Clippers, but it's not a guarantee. Yeah, it's going to be very hard, obviously, in the Western Conference to win with the Clippers in the absence of Paul George and with an aging roster in general. I'd say the same thing about Kawhi Leonard that I'd probably say about LeBron James. It's not coming easy for either the Lakers or the Clippers in the foreseeable future to make a deep run in the Western Conference. So I think it would probably be surprising. I'd love to see lightning in a bottle with Kawhi, a fully healthy season. He returns to like rarefied air and looks like the player we've seen him be within the last at least few years. But again, it's hard to bet on that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Next question.
How would you describe the Padres' first half?
Roller coaster.
That's a good word.
Sorry, Shilty.
We don't
okay
like
with
that
one?
word.
You okay with that one? That's what it's been. You don't finish off this first half here in your final 4 games, at least 2-2. Then it's going to be a situation where you're going to be around that 500 mark, which they did so much and tried so hard to get as far away as they possibly could from. And now they're just getting that gravity sucked back into 500.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing with the Padres is they have not – every time they've had a 4 or 5 game losing streak, they've rebounded.
True.
And then when they have rebounded, they've never run away from 500. Even now, and it felt like they would, right? They won 12 of 15. They won 9 of 10. They got 6 games over, and you were feeling relatively comfortable with the team. And then all of a sudden, it's 3 straight losses, and it's head-scratching games like 4 total hits in back-to-back games. Right. And you hear what Manny Machado said earlier. We talked about it with expectations. You hear with Mike Schultz saying, I don't want to talk about the past. And it's a little bit of deja vu all over again. I'm with you on these 4 games. Are they making or breaking the season? Probably not. I'd like to see them find a way to go 2-2 or better. We're not asking for the world. We're not saying go 4-0. You got to do it. And here's why. And truthfully, maybe you don't have to go 3-1. But if you don't go 2-2, you've given a lot back because you've lost 3 straight. If you're 1-3 here, you're 1-6 into the All-Star break. Nobody wants to see that after they were playing really well and having won 12 of 15. So
I have expectations, John.
They're perplexing. The Manny thing, honestly, I think is I don't even really concern myself too much with what he said. I mean, nobody would ever say Manny Machado isn't concerned about winning.
No.
But Manny Machado does step, on himself, so to speak, when it comes to what he says a lot with the media. They want to win. Manny wants to win. They clearly they have a strong desire to win. To the point where they're like, we want to erase everything that happened in 2023, and this team is nothing like 2023. The problem is, if they don't finish this first half well, we're going to look up and be like, well, they have the same record as 2023.
But at the same time, it feels completely different, which is weird. It's completely different, but they are, hovering around 500. It is what it is right now, and it's probably not going to hurt them, truthfully. They have a great ability to bounce back after tough stretches. That's a great quality. But the problem is they also possess a quality of going into the dumpster for a stretch too, right after they might play well. So that is the biggest concern for me heading into the second half. Can they avoid the 5-game losing streaks? Can they avoid losing 3 in a row, then winning 3 in a row, then losing 2 in a row, then winning 1, then losing? Can they not have that happen to them? Or, which they had an opportunity, and they still do. I think if they finish off this first half strong, can they have the 20-6 stretch, 20-7 stretch? And then that right there alone, I think, can carry them throughout the rest of the year. Because then, truthfully, if you just go 500, boom, you're like 13 or 12 games over at the end of the year, and that probably will get you in the postseason.
Well, your hypothetical is, like you said, a good month, a really good month in the major leagues. Like you said, is a 20-6 or 20-7 month.
Or a month stretch, not like a June or like a July. I'm saying like a month stretch, 30 games or whatever.
Yeah,
Can
20-7.
Yeah, 27 or whatever.
But here's the thing. No, because this is the best baseball they've played in 2 years.
True.
And they're 12-6.
I know.
So, yeah, your theory is 20-6. Well, yeah, I guess if they win their next 8 games, but that's asking a lot. Their path to the postseason is littered with roadblocks.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. What it's littered with is we're trailing by 2 runs in the 7th inning, and we put together a rally, and we overcome an Adam Mazur start. Or we overcome Fernando Tatis Jr. being out, but Bryce Johnson does something at some moment that surprises you. Like, that's their path to 49-46. There's no straight line in this path. This hasn't just been like Matt Waldron's dominated all year. Well, he's been very good all year. And that's the reason why they're 49-46. Truthfully, here's why I think they're 49-46. They've pulled rabbits out of hats. Because if not for 8-0 come from behind deficits and 3 and 4 run deficits overcome late in games, they'd be the opposite of this. They'd be 46-49. That's a credit to them. They've had some games that were very improbable that they have won this year. That's something we couldn't say about the 2023 Padres, and they're going to need more of it. They're going to continue to need to be resilient and find ways to deal with adversity and win games that, truthfully, they probably weren't winning in 2023.
What do you make of last night in the sense of they didn't have to start Adam Mazur? They started Adam Mazur.
Yeah.
When they did start Adam Mazur, it did not go well, like it has not gone for his entirety here at the big league level. And does that give you more of a urgency here if you're AJ Preller, like before maybe the second half starts, to maybe go and make a move if you can? So you don't pitch Adam Mazur on that pretty daunting road trip?
My answer is yes. Like it motivates me, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think they will use a 5th starter on the road trip that's in their system. I don't know if it's Mazur. I don't know. He's been terrible in his 2 starts in AAA.
Yeah,
but so is Mazur
I know.
in the major leagues. But here's my thought process on it. And I got some of this pushback yesterday when I tweeted about him. Like let's be clear here. They didn't need to pitch him.
Right.
And then people are telling me, well, it's a long year, and Michael King and Matt Waldron are going to be pushed up against innings. So you're telling me their one additional outing is going to change the complexion of the outlook for them or the team?
Yeah.
As in, I'm not asking Matt Waldron to pitch on 3 days rest,
right,
or Michael King. They're all on normal rest. There's multiple off days this week. All of their starters are on normal rest. They could have skipped Adam Mazur. Yeah, but Michael King's going to run into an innings limit. You're telling me the innings limit is so strict that Michael King couldn't have pitched yesterday, which would have given him another start on Sunday. Okay, he would have had the full. But no, that's too, no. Like if it's that finite, then they better add multiple starting pitchers between now and July 30th. If they're that concerned in July about King's innings and Waldron innings that you have to throw Adam Mazur with his ADRA, then they've got real concerns. As in my point, and it's easy for me to say this, I would have just used guys on normal rest. And I'm worrying about King innings and Waldron innings when I need to worry about them in August and September. Why would I worry about them now? Well, this is a smart decision because they're going to need these guys in the postseason or later. You got to get there.
Yeah.
You got to win games like yesterday, which they lost.
My favorite was last night. Schulte goes, yeah, if he gave up, a couple runs less and pitched a couple more innings, that'd be a really good start.
A reasonable start.
Or he might have said
a reasonably good start.
Yeah, giving up a run less
and gone an inning or two more.
Inning or two more, it would have been considered a pretty reasonable start.
And if I could lift another 90 pounds on the bench, I'd be lifting 90 pounds.
Right. If, if I bought another lottery ticket, I could have won the lottery.
Exactly.
Anyway, it is what it is from that standpoint of Schulte and every time they lose and how sensitive he gets to questions and whatnot. But the main thing is internally they decided that an Adam Mazur start yesterday was something that they didn't view as a problem. And guess what? It was a problem. And so going forward here, you start the second half with Adam Mazur in that rotation, I mean, what? No, that can't happen. It can't happen. And
Well,
truthfully,
okay, so-
Johnny Brito, I don't think can happen either.
So if it can't happen, you say they have to make a trade to add a piece to the rotation by a week from now.
Yeah, I'm
I don't know
saying
if it's
that.
as simple as that.
I
And
don't.
also,
It's not as simple
and
as that.
also the pieces we're talking about, because you and I have had this conversation. You're not talking about adding Garrett Crochet, or if
No.
you are, you're talking about parting ways with high-level prospects. And Garrett Crochet is going to have multiple suitors. So you're talking about some of the best prospects in your organization. Garrett Crochet is not being traded on Wednesday.
Yeah.
When he does get traded, it'll be closer to the trade deadline. The likely additions that A.J. Preller makes with his rotation are back end pieces. He's not likely adding Garrett Crochet. He's likely adding starting pitching. So, like, by adding a number 4 or number 5 starter, has he really changed the trajectory? Now, again, Major's got an 8 ERA. He can upgrade over that. But he's not going to be adding, some guy that's had a sub-3 ERA in all likelihood come next Thursday, would be my guess.
But wouldn't you agree that you don't necessarily need to always try to hit that home run and go after a Garrett Crochet? That
yeah, I would agree.
maybe a guy like, I don't know, old friend Cal Quantrill would be an upgrade over what you have in your rotation.
All of them are upgrades.
Yeah.
All of them are upgrades.
From that standpoint, nothing against Cal Quantrill, I don't think he's going to be highly sought after at the deadline. Maybe he is, but I'm pretty confident that he's not going to be demanding a top-level prospect like a Garrett Crochet would.
Mm-hmm.
So from that standpoint, if you're desperate enough, which I could argue that they are going in the second half, because Yu Darvish is gone, personal reasons. We hope he's okay. Joe's not even going to attempt to come back until mid to late August. What are your options? Adam Major and Johnny Brito. Those aren't good options. So when you get desperate, you're forced to do something. So that's why I think with the time that they have here until they start the second half, and that 5 days off between the end of the first half this Sunday and the start of the second half next Friday or Thursday, I believe.
Next Friday.
Get a move on, bro. Get a move on. You can possibly get a Cal Quantrill right now. Who, by the way, John, if I ask you what is Cal Quantrill doing this year, what would you say?
I would say he has a 3.91 ERA.
Close. 4.13 ERA. You got 2.4 WAR this year.
Sign me up.
Right now.
Yeah. Is he available? Right now?
How would he not be available?
Right.
What's going to change from now until the deadline for a guy like Cal Quantrill?
Well, nothing.
Like another prospect that we'll never hear from ever again.
Potentially. All right, we are at Circle Las Vegas. It is Mountain West Media Days underway. We put up the Commissioner's Mountain West Conference as they play. Jon Lewis, San Diego State Coastal Florida. Tomorrow, we're here today till 6 p.m. Back tomorrow at 6 p.m. as well. We've got the latest on the new NBA TV deal. Who's in? Who's out? The latest is next. Stay with us on Jon and Jim. All right, on the other side, the latest on the NBA TV deal. We're at Circa in Las Vegas. Stay with us on Jon and Jim.
All right, this update is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Score update, Padres Mariners, game 2 of their quick 2-game series. Mariners lead the Padres 1-0 as we head to the top of the 4th inning there. And it is official. Greg Berhalter, he is out as the U.S. men's national team soccer head coach. And this morning, Kawhi Leonard, he withdrew from Team USA basketball. Derek White of the NBA champion Boston Celtics will be replacing him. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It will help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free so you can drive with peace of mind. Restrictions do apply. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Let's go! Our coverage of Mountain West Media Days continues live from Las Vegas. Sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino, Circa Survivor, and Circa Millionaire. Now up to $16 million in guaranteed prizes. Visit circasports.com for details. Now back to Jon and Jim.
All right, back here in Vegas, Mountain West Media Days underway. Tim Murray, VSiN, Vegas Sports and Information Network. They broadcast out of Circa. He will join us coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. If you missed the Mountain West Commissioner, Gloria Nevarez, or San Diego State safety, Deshawn McCuin, or Aztec tight end, Jude Wolf, make sure to check out sportssd.com or the iHeartRadio app. If you listen to us on the podcast, you can leave a review as well. There's an interesting report that is out today about the NBA finalizing its TV deals with ESPN, NBC, and Amazon, but TNT is still looming. Bro. There is a 5-day window to match that is playing out once these deals are executed on. So we wait on that. That's like the final shoe to drop. Yeah. But what the NBA has finalized is deals with partners that are not Turner. ESPN, longtime partner, obviously, of the NBA. NBC used to be in the game, getting back into the game. Amazon, obviously, brand new as a streamer. We've talked about this at length over the last, I'd say, few weeks, if not months, what this means for basketball fans. If Turner is out, specifically inside the NBA, it appears as if we're closer, but the door isn't fully closed until it's closed
with this matching window now underway, reportedly, between the NBA and TNT. But we might just be days away from finding out that Turner, after the upcoming season, is no longer a partner of the NBA.
It's funny because Charles Barkley is probably the most honest media member in the media.
Right. He just says it straight. He's been saying it for months.
Like he's not putting on a show, I don't think.
I think he's just saying his opinion.
Like a Stephen A. or anybody else, Nick Wright, Skip Bayless. Like they put on shows. Charles Barkley just tells it how it is. And the fact that he went on, I believe it was Dan Patrick, because they have a good relationship.
Yeah.
And he blasted his bosses for this whole thing. I don't know if that's a great sign. I would tend to say that's a bad sign, but it also could be a way of Charles Barkley trying to kick them in their ass to get them to do something and putting them on blast. I really hope that whatever happens, they figure out a way to keep in some form inside the NBA with obviously it's Chuck's last year. He says, here's the thing, money talks. But whatever they do coming up here with the NBA media deal, I just think it's a complete whiff if they go a different direction after what's been working for so long. I mean, right now, NBA ratings aren't good. And one of the only good things about the ratings for the NBA is what TNT produces and does.
Yeah, I mean, most people would say that the ESPN package and presentation and shoulder programming, like the before and after the games, doesn't hold a candle to TNT. Now, from the NBA's perspective and from the players' perspective, this is like the richest deal in media history. And it's not an NFL deal, but it's this massive deal to the point, Jim, where in 2030, those guys getting the most lucrative contracts are getting $80 million a year. The 2030 threshold in the CBA is going to be $80 million a year for guys like Luka Doncic. $80 million per year. So the players are getting fat and happy, so to speak. The league is as well.
Yeah.
The money's where it needs to be, but you bring up a good point. You do not want to disenfranchise. I don't know if it's the right word or not here. You don't want to upset the apple cart with your fans because, again, NBC is going to be a relatively new player here. Amazon, who knows? Okay, relatively new player. ESPN has been vilified for his coverage of the postseason of the NBA in recent history.
Yeah.
And you're going to be on the outside with Turner, which has always gotten the higher reviews. Yeah, you're getting more money, but you're not going to have Charles Barkley. You're not going to have Turner. So it's like you got to be a little careful here. Yeah, you're getting all the money. You're getting everything you could possibly ask for from a revenue perspective. But are you pleasing the fans of the NBA by doing that?
It happens everywhere, and it's like, what do people like? And what do people like
Get
watching?
rid of it.
Get rid of it.
Oh, you like this? Let's make it harder.
Yeah, let's just make it harder for everybody. Let's just make all these changes when literally there's no need to make changes. And it potentially will backfire on them. Again, people are still going to watch. It's not like if they get rid of TNT and NBA and inside the NBA, people aren't going to stop watching. They're going to watch, but the I guess, allure of it for people always going to their televisions that are hardcore basketball fans, like every night be like, hey, did you see what Chuck said last night? Or did you see this like funny segment on Inside the NBA? Or did you see Shaq and Kenny like fight last night? Or whatever the case may be. It's gonna be over with. Like I never sit there and I'm like, man, what did Malika Andrews and Stephen A. Smith talk about last
people
night?
do with Stephen A. I mean, it's the watered-down version, obviously, of Chuck, but people absolutely do. Like ESPN would tell you, and maybe they're trying to pull a fast one on us, but there's a reason they're going to pay him $25 million in their next deal with him. They would tell you he resonates, and people do talk about what Stephen A. Smith says. Now, I don't think it's Charles Barkley.
No.
I mean, I don't think NBA fans do, but Stephen, I'm with you. The presentation is not good on ESPN.
Like they have 7 people on the panel. I'm like, what are we doing?
But they do have Stephen A. Smith. And by the way, if you don't have Charles Barkley, then people will pay more attention to Stephen A. Smith.
Right. Yeah. If you,
unfortunately,
unfortunately, like you're going to give this guy $20-something million. I just, to put on an act.
I don't
there's
even
some
think
things
he's the
that-
best guy on their panel. I think Wilbon's the best guy they have on the show, and he's not even on all the time anymore.
Well, Wilbon is also
It's kind of measured.
pretty. Yeah,
And he's up. Yeah, he's respected, credible, measured. That like doesn't.
Well,
even
that's why I
play
like him.
anymore.
He's the only one on the show that
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, and if they ever got rid of him, then you just have a blowhard and Stephen A, who's acting like he's a Knicks fan and making these broad general statements just to get a reaction. Like I don't feel that way when I watch Inside the NBA. When I watch Inside the NBA, I feel like they're being super genuine and they're just saying whatever they think. When I watch ESPN, I think they're saying things for a reaction. Like on FS1, what's his name? Acho or
Emmanuel Acho?
Emmanuel Acho. The ultimate, like, hey, I'm going to think of something that I know will stir things up. That's like the wrong way to go about it. It's not. It's about just saying what's on your mind. That's it. That's what people want to hear is what's on your mind, And like sometimes I fall in the trap of like, okay, I'm going to say this, and I stumble over my words and I don't make any sense. And it's like, no, just say what's on your mind. Just say what you think. Say what you feel. It's like there's obviously a boundary, but don't try to make it the biggest thing ever and have this super productive like production of like, oh my gosh, this and that. Like just that's what everything is.
Here's the thing. With certain individuals, Charles Barkley, it just works, right? He's
Right.
brilliant. It's just worked on television. He's arguably more well known for his TV than he was as a player, which is crazy. And for Stephen A., whether you like it or not, and I don't personally, it does work.
Yeah.
Now, for others beyond that, a lot of it is all these shows, these talking head shows. This is what they want. I mean, this is who they're employing. They're looking for these bold, hot takes. That's not going away. When it comes to the NBA TV deal, the reason these networks are paying this is that you get the right matchups everyone's watching. You
Yep.
get the Lakers to make a postseason run, people are there. You get the Celtics to make a postseason run, people are there. You have stars like Luka Doncic. You've got teams that are compelling and interesting, and people are going to watch it. So, listen, the last thing in television that is must watch is live sports.
Yeah.
It's not The Bachelor. It's not Survivor. It's the NBA postseason or the NFL playoffs. So they pay for that. There's a premium on that. That's not going away. Good for the NBA to get their $76 billion. Bad for NBA viewers to be losing out on maybe the best production of NBA basketball ever with Turner and Inside the NBA.
Yep.
All right, on the other side, what does the NBA TV deal mean for the next NFL TV deal? Plus, we're at Circa Las Vegas. We'll take a look at some Mountain West Championship odds on the other side.
The Padres game.
And the Padres, of course, are playing the Mariners as well. Tim Murray, VSiN, will join us at 5:30. Stay with us on Jon and Jim. All right, so as the NBA finalizes its next TV deals, when will the NFL follow suit? Plus, we continue from Mountain West Football Media Days next.
Let's go. Our coverage of Mountain West Media Days continues live from Las Vegas. Sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino. Circa Survivor and Circa Millionaire, now up to $16 million in guaranteed prizes. Visit circasports.com for details. Now back to Jon and Jim.
All right, we're back with you, Circa Las Vegas until 6 p.m. Day one of Mountain West Football Media Days. Make sure to be here tomorrow. Sean Lewis will be on the show. We're hoping to connect with J.D. Wicker, San Diego State's athletic director, at some point between now and the time we leave Vegas as well tomorrow. Here from Circa Las Vegas. If you've never been, you have to get here. Talk to Gloria Nevarez, the Mountain West commissioner, Deshawn McCuin, Jude Wolf, San Diego State student athletes. Tim Murray, Vegas Sports and Information, will join us coming up next hour. Jim, I wanted to mention this. We also have some Mountain West Football Championship odds we can get to coming up as well. So we've been talking about the NBA finalizing this deal, right?
Yeah.
So now that the NBA is going to have this deal, the NFL is the next one to potentially cash in. And here's the deal. Their deal is actually up this decade. And they can also throw like a complete wrench into it by changing the length of the regular season schedule. So they went from 16 games to 17 games. They can go from 17 games to 18 games. I mean, the NFL already is the richest TV deal in the history of sports America or anywhere. They're going to get even more when they go from 17 games to 18 games. I guess my question is this. Where does it end? Is the end goal 18 regular season games? Is the end goal 20 regular season games? Is the end goal President's Weekend, Super Bowl weekend, because that Monday is off and you have a Super Bowl Sunday with a national holiday on the other side? Like, is there even an end goal with the NFL, or is their goal to have every dollar ever printed in their pockets?
That is the end goal.
That's the end goal.
That's the end goal. Good job.
Have every dollar ever printed.
Yeah, you just figured it out. You walked yourself to the end goal, which is all the money. All the money.
That's a lot.
And controlling pretty much every single major sports day on the calendar through March up until March Madness. Like, you can have March Madness.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But we're going to start NFL free agency and signing periods and draft. And, they already, and you saw it start last year, have taken over every holiday, every single major day on the calendar for sports. They said, oh, NBA does Christmas games. Okay, we want Christmas games now. Oh, NBA, does this. Oh, we're going to take over that. Black Friday.
They do. NBA does expanded postseason weekend too. We can add another wild card game.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna. have
Monday Night Football wild card weekend. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
There.
Oh, Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could play games there. Yeah, absolutely.
They're just gonna take over. And it is. That's what's gonna happen. I as a fan, are you truly gonna be sitting there and be like, oh, darn it, more football?
No, you're right. But I do. You're right. You're exactly right. If the San Francisco 49ers had 20 regular season games, 10 at home and 10 on the road, and then the postseason was 14 or 16 teams, it's 14 right now, no one's going to say, oh, my gosh, I've been a Niners fan all my life, and now that they've gone to 20 regular season games, I'm out. It's not going to happen. You're right. Now, are you watering it down to some extent? Yeah, maybe, but who cares? Yeah. They've watered down the NBA. They just signed the richest TV deal in the history of the league. They've watered down the NHL, and so on and so forth. You're right. Until they own it all, they don't own it all, and that's the goal, to one day eventually own it all. A couple of other things. I want to get an update here on the Padres game. I also want to make mention of this. So we're at Circa, right, in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's correct.
They have just released their Mountain West champion odds for 2024. Earlier today, we learned San Diego State was the preseason pick to finish 8th in the league. Boise State was the preseason pick to win the league, right? Mm-hmm. Well, Circa has San Diego State. You can go downstairs and make this bet. I mean, truly down the stairs. You can bet San Diego State right now under Deshawn Lewis at 20-1 to win the Mountain West. I mean, value, right? 20-1. Boise State is plus 135, which means lay $100, win $135. But again, San Diego State plus 2,000. They've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 7th shortest odds, is in 6 teams in the Mountain West have better odds to win the Mountain West. And then San Diego State slots 7th. How do you feel about the Aztecs? A flyer at 20-1, where $10 turns into 200, 100 turns into 2,000.
I have no idea. Mm-hmm. I truthfully have no idea. And I don't think anybody has any idea. Like, really. I mean, you can be the most informed Aztec fan or person or whatever that covers his team, John Schaefer. I don't think anybody knows exactly what to expect this season. I think 20-1 is pretty decent odds. I mean, hey, put $10 down to win 200. Sign me up. That's fine. I'll go do that right now. Am I expecting to get a massive return on this? No. Am I expecting to win? Probably not. But crazier things have happened. I'm not sitting here advocating or trying to spin it how the Aztecs could win the Mountain West Conference. I'm not. I'm just saying, like, crazy things have happened. But I will say I am very intrigued about this upcoming season.
So am I, yep.
Even if it turns out to be record-wise the same as last year, 4-8, okay. But as long as you see things on the field that are improvements and you are excited about the program going forward, and you don't go to football games and sit there and have to watch a 13-6 game, I think Aztecs fans can deal with it. If they go 4-8, John, this year, and they average 26 points a game, do you think Aztecs fans are going to truly be like, this is not what we wanted? Or are the reasonable people, which what they should be saying is, we averaged 26 points per game in year 1 under Sean Lewis with a completely new offense and a completely new team? I think that's pretty good.
It's interesting you say that, because how many times have you heard us discuss or people say, I'd rather them lose? We've had this conversation. I'd rather them lose 42-38 than win 13-3. This is a conversation that is as old as time. Like, will San Diego have an NBA team?
Never.
Right? Like, this is a conversation that is like the time is a flat circle, evergreen talk. Now, I don't know if people honestly feel that way or not. And by the way, you say 26 points per game. I don't know. I don't have it in front of me. I just tried.
They averaged last year.
I think it was in the neighborhood of 20. Now, I got the Phil Steele annual magazine on all of FBS football. Phil Steele, who's done this for 30 years, and has all these computer models, says his computers have consistently spit out San Diego State scoring 10-plus points more than they scored last year,
Okay.
which means he sees them scoring 30 points per
Oh,
game.
my
Now,
gosh.
that doesn't guarantee wins.
No, it doesn't.
Because you got to get stops, and your defense is going to be on the
You
field.
could
and
give
your
up
schedule is
35 and you
challenging.
score 32. It doesn't matter.
And they did it last year against Boise State in a really good game, and people weren't thrilled with that in a loss to Boise State. So I think they're going to score. I don't know if they score from day one, but they're going to score. And to your point, that makes them, more entertaining off the bat. Nobody knows how many games they're going to win this year. Nobody has any idea. But you're right. I think they'll be entertaining because their offense is going to – they're just going to score with more regularity. It's as simple as that. They're going to run more plays. They're going to score more points. Does it lead to more wins? Stay tuned.
College football, it's not obviously like the pros. The pros, you win 3-0. That's who cares?
Yeah, you take it. Exactly.
You take it, right?
Yeah.
Like NFL teams go in every single week saying, I don't care how we get it done. Let's go out and win a football game. College, yes, obviously every sport you say that. However gets it done, let's go win the game. But in college, from a fan perspective, from a viewing perspective, from NIL, from endorsements, from all that stuff, if you have a sweet quarterback and you throw a lot of touchdowns, you score a lot of points, you're going to be intrigued. Look at Colorado last year. Colorado finished with the same record. No. Did they finish the same
I think
record?
they had fewer wins than San Diego State. Did they have 3 wins or 4 wins last year?
I think they had 4 because they went.
Oh, they started maybe 3-1.
Yeah, and they went
4-1?
They went 1-8 in conference play.
Okay, yeah,
or 1-7 in conference play.
No, they played 9 games in the Pac-12.
okay.
You're right.
Anyway, I think they had the same record as San Diego State last year. And yes, Dion, obviously, that's why they're talked about.
Yeah, 4-8. I just pulled it up.
Okay, so same record as San Diego State. All right. Here's the thing about Colorado. Everybody knew about Colorado. Yes, the Dion factor's there.
But they scored.
But you
and
scored a
Shedeur Sanders,
boatload of points.
Yeah, and who's the amazing two-way player?
Oh, my gosh.
Right. Travis
Hunter, yeah.
So, no, you're right. They were compelling. And you're right. Sean Lewis, that offense in 2022 was anemic. Yeah. Colorado's. And he completely flipped that thing on its head immediately. He called like a perfect game against TCU in the opener. Remember the TCU game? I think it was unbelievable.
Yeah, and also against Nebraska.
Yeah, Colorado State.
Offensively against Colorado State,
was
they were
ridiculous.
Amazing.
Defensively wasn't good. Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like you don't traditionally see, unless you're the Georgias of the world or Alabamas or Michigan, you're not really seeing many schools lean towards we're going to build a powerhouse on defense. Like, that's not the way college football works right now.
It's hard to do.
It's, hey, we want to have an up-tempo offense and score a boatload of points.
That's a good point. All right, updates from Petco on the other side, plus Tim Murray, great voice on college football. He works for Vegas Sports and Information Network right here in Circa. He's going to swing by around 5:30. All of a sudden, the Padres have an issue. It's called scoring runs.
Do you need to do that to win games?
Yes, you have to. You cannot win without scoring runs. An update from Petco Park as the Padres wrap up a series against the Mariners, trying to avoid getting swept at home. To kick off Hour 3, it's Mountain West Football Media Day from Circa in Las Vegas. Stay with us. All right, sports fans, listen up. We're right here, Circa Las Vegas, paradise for sports fans, and we're here this week, broadcasting live from Mountain West Football Media Days. Truly, Circa is a sports lover's dream. Features both the largest sports book in Las Vegas and Stadium Swim, which on a day like today is incredible. The hot temperatures outside cool off. The incredible rooftop pool, massive outdoor video boards to watch all the games, open 365 days a year. Here's the other good news. Circa is a 21-plus venue, so there's nothing to worry about other than sports. Speaking of which, the biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to $16 million in guaranteed prizes. You heard me right, $16 million, 2 ways to win and no rake. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed. quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere, including San Diego. Visit circasports.com for details. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna turn down my headset. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. 3, 2. Wait, hold on. I have the wrong one. 3. If you're a veteran, listen up. Did you know that you can access up to 100% of your home's equity right now? Hey, guys, it's Schaefer. You can do it with Loan Pronto's VA Equity Advantage program. You can get 30, 50, 100 grand or more and use that money to pay off all those credit cards and personal loans and car loans, or maybe use that cash to do that home improvement project. Veterans love working with Loan Pronto because they make it easy. No junk fees, no hassle. They can unlock that cash in your home's equity in a matter of weeks. Don't keep paying insane rates on credit cards. There's a smarter alternative with Loan Pronto. Get more info and start the process now at loanpronto.com. Or if your current VA loan rate is over 6.5%, Loan Pronto can get you in a streamlined refinance with a lower rate right now with no income verification and no appraisal. Lower your monthly payment big time. Loan Pronto makes it so easy for veterans. Call now. Here's the number. 619-207-4336. That's 619-207-4336. 619-207-4336. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval, NMLS consumeraccess.org. Mark's freaking out. Send a runner, but I mean, I would need to see it. What am I wearing?
There we go. This update is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Padres and Mariners, top of the 6th inning in the final game of their quick 2-game series. Mariners lead the Padres 2-0. Olympic basketball news today. Kawhi Leonard has dropped out of the Olympics, as we are about to go watch them later tonight. Derek White of the champion Boston Celtics will be replacing him. And we have some soccer news, John. Team USA's now former head coach, Greg Berhalter, he is out as the U.S. men's national team coach. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and help you save time and money. Down the road, restrictions do apply. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Just 52 days away from this.
Touchdown, Aztecs.
It's the season opener for the Aztecs at Snapdragon Stadium.
We will not quit.
And we're giving you all the insights into the new look Aztecs. Broadcasting live from Mountain West Media Days in Las Vegas. Sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino, Circa Survivor, and Circa Million are now up to $16 million in guaranteed prizes. Visit circasports.com for details. Hear from head coach Sean Lewis and others from the conference with a look ahead to a season unlike any other.
1, 2, 3, time.
Now, live from Mountain West Media Days, it's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? Final hour of Jon and Jim for Mountain West Media Days, day one. We're back here from Circa in Las Vegas tomorrow, catching up with Sean Lewis tomorrow at 3 p.m. Aztecs first-year head football coach. So a lot in store for you both this hour and tomorrow. By the way, speaking of this hour, Tim Murray, longtime friend, actually used to work for me in minor league baseball. I worked in the minor leagues, believe it or not, baseball below the major leagues. I worked in for 15 years. Tim Murray was an intern of mine. He is now the afternoon drive host on VSiN, the network that Brent Musburger started a decade or so ago, right here at Circa in Las Vegas. Tim Murray with his thoughts on the Aztecs, Mountain West football, the San Diego Padres. He'll join us. We'll probably break a little early. He'll join us coming up around 5:20, 5:25 here this hour as well. We've got Jim's back page. We're inside. It's hot outside. Yep. Team USA. We're going there, like you said, tonight. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Let's provide everyone with an update from Petco Park, and there's still plenty of time. They're in the 6th inning right now in San Diego. But what the Padres are trying to do today is avoid a 2-game sweep at the hands of the Mariners. It would be their 4th consecutive loss. They've been lifeless here, Jim. They're trailing 2-0 midway through the 6th inning. Now, they've overcome these deficits before, and they may, in fact, do it again here tonight. But right now, 5 more innings where this offense has struggled to score, and that's been a theme here over this 3-game losing streak.
Good news, John. They've actually been able to get a hit with runners in scoring position today.
But the bad news is it didn't result in a run.
Correct.
They've had someone thrown out at home plate.
Correct.
And they've also failed to send a runner.
Actually, I don't know about the runner at home plate. It's been hard.
I think there was someone thrown out earlier in the game.
It's been hard to fully watch this game.
We don't have it in front of us
on the air, and we're not in front of a TV
right
as of this moment. But the main thing is it's pretty important to score runs to win baseball games. And right now, we are going on the 3rd straight game of them being very offensively challenged.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't make this a trend heading into the All-Star break. Please don't let this bleed into the Atlanta Braves series. And 2-0 is 2-0. It's not like they're down 10-0.
No.
Like, I mean, you need to score runs, John, and they're not scoring runs. And what they have been doing over the last couple games here where it just – have you ever seen a team, John?
I have.
A baseball team? You've seen a baseball team?
Yeah, I worked in the minors.
Oh, well, I was going to finish.
Is that your whole stat?
No. My sentence was going to finish with, have you ever seen a baseball team go from such highs from scoring 10 runs a game, seemingly,
to not being able to score?
Can't freaking get a run.
Let me answer that. Yeah, because I've watched baseball a long time, but they're helter-skelter and they're roller coaster. Yeah. Let me say this about this team, that they're 12-3 over a 15-game stretch. They win game 1 of the Arizona series.
Correct.
Right? Improbably, the walk-off.
Shouldn't have been there.
And then game 2, they're down 3 in the 10th, and boom, a run's in. The bases are loaded. Nobody's out. They're trending for another walk-off win, and that's when the wheels halted. They lose that game. They lose the series finale. But here's the thing. 4 hits Sunday in a loss. 4 hits yesterday in a loss. Now, today, they're in the 6th inning. They only have 4 hits. We'll see how many they end up with. They could finish with 8, 10, 12 hits. We'll see. But offensively, again, I've been saying that not having Fernando Tatis Jr. in your lineup is going to catch up to you. And I don't know if that's what's happening here right now or not. Xander Bogaerts might be back as soon as this weekend for the Padres against the Atlanta Braves. But we know how this works with baseball, man. It's like contagious. You hit, the team hits. You don't hit, the team doesn't hit. And for whatever reason, when they had all the advantages in the world, playing good baseball, coming back home, playing in front of large crowds, like right there for the taking, everything is halted again. So, again, is the season on the line this afternoon? It's not. The last time we were here in Vegas, Jim, a year ago, we were like sky is falling stuff. They were well under 500. They were 4, 5, 6 games out of a playoff spot. It was last year. We're like, should they trade off at the trade deadline? That's probably smart. That's not what's happening right now, but they're wasting opportunities if they all of a sudden find themselves in another 5-game losing streak or 4-game losing streak.
Remember what we said about Manny Machado. As Manny Machado goes, the team goes.
What's he done the last 3 or 4 games? Has he had a hit?
So here's the thing with Manny Machado, John. Over his last, just I guess 7 games, because I like.
Oh, you love the last 7. Yeah, let me hear it. That's fine.
Here, all right. Not been good. I know the other night he went 0 for. He's 0 for as well, but this series, John, he is 0 for. And in the Arizona series, he was great on that Friday. He went 4 for 5, hit that walk-off home run.
Right. That was amazing. Since then, he's had just 1 hit.
Correct. As he goes, the team goes. Pretty simple. When he's not producing or getting on base or putting pressure on or hitting for power, pretty easy to see the Padres offense kind of take a dive.
How many times have you heard me say in the last 24 hours they pull rabbits out of hats?
They do.
They got to do it again today. We're a 2023 team. They lost this game.
Oh, yeah,
and you'll hear Juan Soto say, we got to quit on it. It was a nice week, and we were enjoying July 4th last week, and we're looking forward to the All-Star break, and we didn't really have much of a desire to win this one. Yeah. You're not hearing that from this team, and they've had crooked number innings. They've had more 4-run innings than they had last year. We've said it a lot. They've overcome deficits late. We've said it a lot. And they walk off like with the best of them. They really have.
They really do, yeah.
And in the 6th inning, a 2-0 game, they are far from out of it, and they might win this game 10-2.
That'd
but
be awesome.
this would be a nice one to get because, again, you don't. And your mind begins to wander to 2023. And are they really better than a 500 team? And what are they going to do at the trade deadline? Go find a way to win a game like you've done a lot this year and overcome a deficit. We'll see if they do it or not here today.
And if you lose this game and say you take 2 or 3 from the Braves over the weekend, which won't be easy.
No, that would be
again, 3 over heading to the break.
Yeah.
And you have to remind yourself a month and a half ago, you tell me they're 3 games over at the break.
So that's pretty good.
We take it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just frustrating when you go through the process and you see how they played and you see how they played really good baseball. And then they have not fully given it back. We don't even know what's going to happen in this game.
We have no idea.
They could win this game and they can sweep the Braves. And then we're sitting here like, oh my God, they are then 53-46 going into the All-Star break?
Right. So that's the ceiling.
That's definitely the
winning
ceiling.
The next 4 games.
Exactly. Or you're 50-49 or you're 49-50.
Right. Yeah. No, the swing is wide.
It's very wide.
Yeah, especially with the team as good as Atlanta coming here.
Yeah.
And they lost 3 out of 4 to you at their place. They'll be thinking about that.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want to lose another series.
No. Is Chris Sale pitching in that series?
I'm not sure if he is or not. I haven't looked at the matchup.
I don't.
But he shoved.
Yeah.
The last time we saw him.
We know the Padres and
left-handed.
lefties.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he is pitching in this series versus Atlanta, but you have Randy Vasquez, you have Matt Waldron, and then you finish off the first half with Dylan Cease, who has been up and down. And
more down than up.
More down than up, exactly. So, like, when they go into these stretches of bad offense, it just feels like doom and gloom.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to take a step back, and it's kind of hard. I get it. Remember where they were a month ago, or a little over a month ago. For them to be where they're at, everybody would have taken it. It's just hard to say that now because you've seen them play really good baseball, and you're like, you're on the verge of giving this away, this momentum that you've created before the first half, and then you go on a 9-game roadie to start the second half. First 3 good teams, like
I know, but we also have to remember the prism of the National League is
That is
what we're
correct.
looking at life through,
Yeah, I know.
which means right now, yes, the Padres are the last team in, but the teams chasing them are either at 500 or below, which means if the season ended today, the Padres could be as bad as 500 and in the postseason, is my point. And by the way, no one's run away with this. Do you really expect the Mets, Diamondbacks, Giants all to, play 650 baseball in the second half? I don't. And half of those teams, or more than that, are under 500. My point is, it's not taking more than 83 wins or 84 wins. I'm not saying that makes it right, or you should be content with them winning. Like, hey, just get to 83. And no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the season isn't on the line today, nor is it on the line against Atlanta, nor is it likely on the line during that 9-game road trip.
It just makes things harder.
Mhm.
Like, it just puts more pressure on them to go out there and not have a bad August. Like, the dog days are coming up here, John. They're coming up quickly. If you remember last season, I'm not comparing last year to this year, but August was crap.
Yes. That was their worst. That's when it ended. The season was over.
Yeah.
I mean, starting September, they had no shot. They truly had no shot.
What did they do in 2022 in August? Because I want to say after the trade, they did not play
They
well.
didn't do anything. They got going. Remember, the final 17 games of the season is when they played well. We've
In
looked it up.
2022.
They had a team meeting in Arizona in the middle of September. Remember? Where they no hit by Ryan Nelson or shut out.
I wanted,
and then they got going.
I wanted to know what they did in August, John, of 2022.
It wasn't great. It was probably 500.
Because if they did play bad in August of 2022, 2021, 2022, and 2023 have all been bad Augusts.
Right, so you're not banking on it all of a sudden their best month of the
If
season.
they had a bad, but I don't have the stats.
But you've also said, we got a couple minutes here before Tim Murray's going to stop by.
Okay.
We have a couple minutes, but we've also said,
or drop your phone on my computer and break it.
I thought you were holding my
Like
phone.
he can break it anymore.
Your computer sucks.
It's now frozen.
Is it?
Yeah, good job.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, I didn't drop the phone. You held it. Your phone's working.
I was looking at it.
I see you working.
It's fine.
It's not frozen, you idiot. And by the way, you spilled water on my computer.
Oh, that's true.
So I literally could care less if I break your computer.
That's true.
Now I lost my train of thought. Oh, but you've circled the August stretch. That's the big.
I know.
The whole season's defined by the Colorado, Pittsburgh, Miami stretch.
I'm gonna find what
in
they did
August.
in August. I don't know how I'm gonna find it, but I'm gonna
What, of
find
2022?
it. Yes.
I remember my first time on Baseball Reference.
Okay.
You know that it's very easy to find.
Oh, here we go. August actually played well, 16-13. My bad.
Yeah.
So, okay. Then my
So
point
maybe
is
last year was not
my
lying.
point is invalid. That's what I wanted to get to is what they did in 2022 in August, because I feel like they weren't great after the Juan Soto trade.
I don't think they were either. Until
But
remember,
they went 16-13.
but do you remember the
That's a
team
good
meeting
month.
in Arizona?
Yes,
It was like September 20th.
That was in September. Yes.
And then they did play well. I think they were like 10-3 down the stretch, and then they beat the Mets, the postseason Dodgers. The rest is kind of history. But it wasn't some turnkey. We got Soto and we just took off.
Yeah.
It was not that August or September. But we'll see if this year's different or not.
But a 16-13 August,
I'm just laughing. My phone just slamming into your laptop.
breaking my laptop.
A 16-13 August, you're saying might not be great because of the opponent you're playing this year?
It might not exactly.
Yeah, but that's
you
enough.
take it.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying, man. If
Just
you
don't-
go into the break 3 over,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you're 3 over in another month, and now you look up and you're 5, 6, 7 over,
Yeah.
then they'll be in
Yeah.
playoff position.
Yeah. But don't give this away. Don't give this away here.
No, and it's part of me is like, yo, you were playing great at home, and now all of a sudden, you just hit the skids. You're in danger of losing 4 consecutive games and being anemic on offense.
You're also in danger of, for now, the 4th time this year, potentially losing 5 straight games.
Well, today would be a 4th.
No,
it would then present an opportunity to potentially lose 5
that's what
straight games.
They,
Yeah.
they have an opportunity
Yeah.
if they do not come back today.
Yep.
To where on Friday, if you lose against the Braves, that will be 4 separate times you've lost 5 in a row. I mean,
yeah, I know. That's
how
helter
could you-
skelter. That's roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's a definition. All right. On the other side, Tim Murray, Vegas Sports and Information Network. I'm telling you, nobody covers college football like Tim. I've known him for a long time. He hosts Afternoon Drive on VSiN right here in Circa Las Vegas. He'll join us on the other side. We'll talk about the Aztecs. We'll talk about the state of the college football expanded playoff and more with Tim Murray on the other side. We have Jim's back page still ahead. We're at Circa in Las Vegas until 6 p.m. Day 1 of 2 Mountain West Football Media Days in Las Vegas. Tim Murray, VSiN, will join us next. Stay with us right here on Jon and Jim.